So we got 5 albums from 2026 that I feel like you should probably have been privy to by now. We managed to fit in a little smack talk on a couple of the Utes, and I also tucked in just a little philosophy for you, a little bit about life, the universe, and the underground, and a little long, but we managed to tuck it in under half an hour. But, per FCC rules and regulations, the show officially begins at Mark.
Say my name.
Jam, but you just become best friends. Yep.
I love the poorly educated.
Shake like a man. That's right, put it there, pal. Hi diddly hey. Neighborino, it is Jim Dempsey.
Why? Fuck you, that's why.
That's right. So, we got to talk about a couple of things that I've noticed with the Utes, the YouTubers, the Utes. And let's start with, this is a quick one, all right? I don't want to bag a lot of shit on this guy, but this is just something I noticed, all right? So this guy Wyatt, we talked about him, right? I'd be like, I feel like a one and done was probably good enough. Like, I didn't bag on him too hard, because he seems like a nice enough dude, right? He's doing his thing. He's got his sunglasses, good for him. But then, this is something I noticed. He is, albeit with otherwise good production value, i.e. just like up in his bedroom or whatever, but he does do this thing that is a little too modern for my taste, and I can give just a quick snippet of it. Check this out. This is his most recent, I believe, video, right? Let's listen together. After I skip an ad.
A delightful way to
I should be getting paid for this. This is 2 ads. I'm getting 2 paychecks for this fucking, right? Because, you know, Phil's not paying me enough for this shit.
Today with a live podcast.
Listen to this.
It was kind of funny walking into the bar stage seeing chairs organized for the audience, when the last time I walked in here there were garbage cans and tents flying all over the place. This podcast was fun though. We had Trevor Perez of Obituary tell the story of when they blew up the main stage here.
Was anyone here for the explosion?
That's not what I'm here for.
Explosion.
Jesus fuck.
Much, sleep too little, and triumphantly strain our necks headbanging to our favorite bands at metal festivals. While I wanted to attend others earlier this year, like Maryland Death Fest, I wasn't able to make it out, so my first shredding soiree of the summer was at Milwaukee Metal Fest. My 3rd year attending ever since Jamie Josta revived the festival and became Milwaukee's 2nd most prominent frontman next to Alice Cooper. This festival takes place at the Rave, a historic venue that's welcomed every
That's enough of it, right? Like, It's not the gratuitous Alice Cooper reference. I'd be like, yeah, I kicked that dead horse before. We've all drank from that well, right? It's the fucking edits. I'd be like, you really gotta like, why you gotta chop the fucking pauses out of every goddamn thing? Why do people do that shit? Because you know what it does? It makes me fucking nervous, bro. It reminds me of this girl I dated in high school that just couldn't get her words out fast enough. You know the sort. It's like dating Ben Shapiro with exactly as much sex as you'd expect out of it, right? And she was just a fucking mile a minute nonstop because her, you know, brain had so much I mean, I'm subject to a little of it myself, right? So I know how it is. But at the same time, I'd be like, you gotta sustain a conversational flow though, right? Like you can't just be Ben Shapiro battering hammer facts and shit with people, right? Like, I mean, maybe you can for a while, but it only goes so far, am I wrong? Like, but it's going so fucking far. Everyone does it with everything, right? You think that's maybe why the fucking kids are so nervous? Just all the media they consume is like nonstop. Bro, my kid plays the Geometry Dash. I'm just like, I really feel like I need to stop this. I just want to get in front of the, I just want to dive in front of the TV like slow motion, like you're jumping on a fucking grenade for the kid, right? Because you just like, This is doing something to your fucking brain, bro. Now, I bring that up as an example. Some of you that don't have any idea what the fuck you're talking about are going to be like, why don't you just walk over and turn the TV off? And I'd be like, you are the royal guardsman to King Canute here, all right? And what King Canute's going to do, you follow me out to the beach here. Go ahead and get me up on my litter and haul my ass out to the beach. And we're going to go out to the beach at high tide. And here's what I'm going to do for you. We're going to go at low tide, actually. That's how it goes. We're going to go at low tide, right? And I'm going to sit on the beach with my omnipotent power to make that kid not play Geometry Dash as his parent. And I'm going to say to the tide, Tide, you will not come in. And 3 hours later, you'll all be looking at me like, what the fuck was that all about? And I'll be like, that was a quick lesson for y'all on the limits of kingly authority. Some things cannot be made to happen because you can't fight the fucking tide, bro. But do I worry that even like the exposure that we do give them, because I mean, mind you, you can limit their exposure, right? Like you can, like, and if you're not with your kids, like, dear God, fix that immediately. But that said, I feel like even just a little bit, because I look at them like, bro, 3 seconds, this shit hurts my fucking dome. I don't know what you're doing to yourself. And I feel it. I'd be like, I firmly and fully anticipate that when I die, I'm going to see myself from above as just like jumping abruptly and falling right off the screen. And the last thing I'm going to hear as my brain loses consciousness is, because that's how brains work, right? So I'd be like, oh my God, you seriously think you're just going to like pick right up and move right along where you started again? Because that's how Geometry Dash works. Crazy shit, right? I'm just saying, this is what I think about this stuff. Is I'd be like, y'all don't realize how this is affecting us on a deeper level. Or maybe you do and just no one actually wants to talk about it. But we need to talk about it, Kevin. But also, we need to talk about, do we have a graphic here, Phil? Should I make room for the... This guy's a fucking Frigidaire. I got to give him some room. We got to talk about Buffmetal Justin. That's right. The fey and scrawny, yet suave and handsome Jim Dempsey is going to challenge the buff and metal Buffmetal Justin. So we hear. Reliably informed on at least 2 of these qualifiers, that he is buff and that he's metal, right? Like, it's the rumor, it's the word on the street, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out for ourselves if either one of those is true. He might not even be named Justin. I think his name is actually Theodore, personally. He looks like a Theodore, doesn't he? Doesn't it? Do I have the graphic up here, Phil? Should I be pointing? Does this guy not look like a Theodore? Alright, so this guy had the presumption, the unmitigated gall, dare I say, the verve, the audacity of hope to post his 5 favorite albums so far of 2026. And I'd be like, I didn't think I was going to have to get to have this opportunity so soon. Because I'm looking forward to the end of the year list. I'd be like, I'm anticipating tearing apart every single top 10 year-end list. All your best albums. I'm going to be like, your year-end albums, they all fucking suck. You all listen to cheap, generic bullshit that the fucking internet tells you to like. I'm just making that prediction. In June, already, I'll be like, 9 out of 10. I'm going to say, I'm going to just fucking mock mercilessly, and then another 10%, I might be like, you know what, light pass. mild mockery. But no one's going to give you a legit and honest assessment like Jim will. And you know what? Mine won't even be that authoritative. Mine, I'm going to be like, this was mine, and yours should be equally obscure. But it will probably vary, because there was certainly going to be some, even if I get on to all that backup, like from the shorts, there's going to be some that I've missed out on, right? Although, I think that for even just a few brief months, I did a pretty good faith effort, right? And with that in mind, I'd be like, yeah, I learned a few things for myself, and I learned a few things to share with you in the course of Project 2026. What I learned for myself, I'd be like, so, underground music, underground metal, it's not actually dead. It's not actually the stale rehashing bullshit that I was kind of assuming it was. It is kind of that, but it's not as bad as I expected it to be. It's stale, it's retread, it's rehash, but there is still good shit coming out there. And when I say good, I mean like exciting stuff where I'd be like, this actually makes me want to get off my butt, go out to a record store and like spend money on a physical product for this. As opposed to, I'm going to listen to this once on YouTube, say it was really good, and then maybe listen to it like, maybe never again. Or maybe like a few more times again in my life. But you know, there's so many other things, right? Like, so with that said, let me run through really quick what, from the top of my head, having just recently rewatched it, what the Buffmetal man, aka wants you to think he's Justin, said was top 5. All right, so there was Exhumed. I saw that and I was like, I expect to have heard of at least 2 of 5 of these. Straight out the gate. Number 2 he had was Cryptworm, and I was like, I hadn't gotten to that one yet, so good on him for that. Then there was Black Magic SS, and I was like, I didn't think he swung that way, bro, but, well, good for you. Showing a little vulnerability there. Like, bringing out his feminine side on camera. It was a surprising twist. I appreciated that. He threw in what was another one? It was something else I hadn't heard of. And, maybe that was the Cryptworm. He praised the cover. Did I say Cryptworm already? He praised the cover of it. And I was like, it looks like a Sinister cover, but in a morgue instead of a church. That's where my brain went to. Maybe because I was discussing Sinister recently, so I spent a lot of time looking at those stupid covers. And then, did we do 4? Alright, so he had Black Magic SS, Cryptworm, Exhumed. There was the one more that I think I've forgotten, which I hadn't heard of it, so I'm like, well, props on him for that one. It was something where I was like, I wouldn't like that, what the fuck ever. Or no, I take that back. I remember what it was. It was Pharmacist. It was one where I was like, I hadn't heard it. I'm not writing it off straight out of hand, but I hadn't gotten around to it yet. And I called that a valid second. I was like, I think Black Magic SS is the kind of thing where like, a lot of people probably haven't heard of that. But bro, if you haven't heard people talking about Pharmacist, I don't know where the fuck you're even hanging out at, because I heard people talking about Pharmacist, right? For like a couple of years now, and I haven't even gotten around to it yet, but I just be like, that must be a big thing, because everyone keeps talking about him. So yeah, that was my second one. I was like, I called it. 2 out of 5 at least I heard of. And then the number one was Rob Zombie, and I'm like, well, I got nothing to say about that, to be honest with you. I don't like anything Rob Zombie's done since he had a band behind him, like specifically White Zombie. And it's hard to say for me how well White Zombie aged. Like, I really did like White Zombie, but that first Rob Zombie album, like, I don't know if it's just me, and maybe it's some of this, like, some of it never wore off on some people, but I'd be like, okay, so Rob Zombie's first album made me kind of want to rethink how much I appreciated White Zombie, and Soulfly the moment I first heard Soulfly, I lost a lot of respect for Sepultura leading up to Roots, and it's never recovered. And when someone tells me they like Soulfly, when someone says to the internet they like Soulfly, no one walks up to me and tells me they like Soulfly, and I'm glad for that. But I mean, like, when I find out someone likes Soulfly, I assume one of two things: either you must be at least 5 years younger than me, or I just immediately dismissed almost anything you say about music in general. And a really good example, I'm not trying to talk shit about this, I don't like when people talk about, people do this and people do that, and then they just leave ... They don't name it any fucking names. I'd be like, bring a fucking example, alright? So, nothing personal. I'm just saying, the guy from Thralls of Metal, the Beardo, Necrotic Nick, is a guy that, if I'm not mistaken on this, fact check me in the comments if I'm wrong, but a guy that likes Soulfly. And I'd be like, you don't look that much he's not younger than me. He just is way less discriminating about, he likes metalcore, so he's obviously way less discriminating than me. And that's not necessarily a judgment. It's fair to be open-minded about music. I'm just trying to bring this up as a way of being like, yeah, well, I heard Soulfly and I was like, this is so fucking bad. I like Chaos AD a lot less because this exists. That's just how bad, that is what I think of Soulfly. They're doing the Cavalera re-recordings of that offends me grievously. I'd be like, if you enjoyed the re-recording of Morbid Visions and Bestial Devastations, that is because you suck. And that one is personal. I'd be like, nothing on them for doing the cash grab. It's all on you for being the customer for that. You just have really bad taste in music. And when I say bad taste in music, you're not discriminating. Here I mean it in a bad way. You will listen to any garbage bullshit that anyone will put in front of you. You'd listen to Rob Zombie if if the circumstance was correct. So, whatever. And it's, yes, it is. It's insulting. It's demeaning. I'm talking down on you. But you know what? Hang with me here, and I'll make you a better person. All right? Like, you'll learn. All right? Let's start with Jim Dempsey's top 5 so far. This is not even comprehensive. This is off the top of my head. Just the 5 that most immediately stuck out to me from the shorts that I did in like 3 months of doing it, right? The big one. The one that fucking broke it. So, Claymore, Hound Skull. I was like, shit, I've been off for a couple days. I need to pick up on this. And I dug this one and I was like, bro, this is so good. I'm like almost done listening to new albums for the rest of the year myself. Like, even me. Fuck, dude. This was and the whole album is like not as strong as I hoped, but just the first couple songs are so fucking strong. And then it sustains like as enough to be a good album. I would definitely call this like a 9 out of 10 effort. This is like the kind of thing where my jaw did straight drop for 10 fucking minutes. Like literally, I was making stank face for 10 fucking minutes just looking at the phone like, holy shit. That's a long fucking time to just have your, be floored like that. So I was deeply and duly impressed by this album. And shit happened in my personal life because tax season. And then there's like a fucking war on Iran. And that's not my personal life. But it's interesting, right? I'm like, do I want to sit in Phil's fucking concrete ass room and like talk about this? Do I want to like climb in a fucking van on my between meetings and like record from a van and do this shit, or do I want to but if I was a more diligent person, if this was my fucking job and like I needed to do this for your dollars or some shit, right, then that is a band I would have spent a lot of time trying to blow up, and it probably wouldn't have worked, so it's maybe just as well. But it's not too late. It's only a couple months recent, right? Claymore, Hound Skull. This album fucking rips. So yeah, go listen to this. Fucking buy it, rip it, love it, and tell them that Jim sent you. And then, what was another one? I put this one on Instagram. This was my second one, because I was like, this one impressed the fuck out of me. Gun Twai. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's Canadian, and Quebecois. And I was like, this is pretty fucking good. It's got feral fucking energy. It's like just nasty, savage shit, right? And then, and it's kind of hardcore scene inflected, right? So like none of us would have stumbled across it, except I just happened to. And I was like, the things that you miss when you're just like writing hardcore off entirely, right? Most of what you miss is just garbage hardcore. But every now and again you might miss a good gem. And I picked you out one. Gun Toi. It's called Un Ville, Un Mine, Un Chaise or some shit. It's Quebecois. Invierno. This one was super fucking cold. Good luck Googling it. What you gotta do, go look at my shorts. Cycle through. Phil and I titled them very conveniently, the ones that are for bands with the bands. And it's called Invierno, and it happened sometime in February or March. And what you'll do is find that short, look for the date, go to Black Metal Promotions, that's when the link came out. And that's probably the only place you're ever going to find this album, because it's like a digital-only release, one guy from like some fucking South American country that I don't even remember. But that fucking album was so sick. So sick. So fucking sick. It's just called Invierno, and then I don't remember the album name, but it's like long in Spanish, and that album was easily one of the best. Like, it's like war metal, but it's black metal war metal. Like, what can you say? Listen to it and tell me that I'm wrong. It's black metal war metal, and you're like, war metal is black metal, or if you're not, you should be, because that's what it is, right? But this is like actual black metal war metal, and yeah, Invierno. And the only place I think you'll ever find is on the Black Metal promotional link, but you'll fucking thank me for that one. Trust me. All right, we're up to 3 now, right? Let's knock this out really quick. I got 2 more that I'll give you, and then we'll get out of here. All right. What impressed the fuck out of me? I should look at my shorts. Frog Lord. Frog Lord was one that I don't know if it would necessarily have made my top 5 if I like went through and counted how impressed I was with him. But I really enjoyed it, and I didn't expect to. I was like, this is going to be some kitschy bullshit. And I don't generally like kitschy bullshit. There are a lot of exceptions to that. You're going to like find yourself saying, this guy seriously says he doesn't like kitschy bullshit? But I'm very judgmental about it. I have weird and often very high bars for kitschy bullshit. But Frog Lord, I was like, this is good. I liked it. Very, very doomy. The thing was, there's a cover of Iron Man on there, and that was terrible. I was like, you didn't need to do this one. That part, it was just too hackneyed anyway. But stop it as soon as you hear that about to come on, and you should have enjoyed the Frog Lord if you like Doom and if you like frogs. Maybe. But I got one more, right? Like, shit, which one impressed the fuck out of me that I should maybe call out specifically? I did really like Radian. The last couple, like, there was a, God, I don't remember if I made videos for all of them. But you know what, let's just call it Radian. Like, let's say that one, like, was, because I remember just being like, this is a really good fucking heavy metal album. Similar thing with Hound Skull. The Claymore album. It's just, these are good heavy metal albums. And, I'd be like, I don't expect to find myself excited by heavy metal albums. Like, if I'm a general, like, basic heavy metal album excites me, I'd be like, that's a rare and random thing. Maybe I'm just getting old now, but I really do feel like a lot of the black metal just, I don't think you can do a whole lot more. Once we got to Decibel Omega, that kind of just was about the end of possibilities for black metal. What's man gonna do once we've reached the moon? You think we're gonna put a guy on Mars? Like, you know how fucking long it takes to get anything to Mars? How much farther from Earth Mars is than the moon? That's some sci-fi shit. And mind you, technology does do some interesting things in recent times, but I feel like I'm pretty safe in asserting that anyone in my age bracket, which again, like, past 40 by now, but even for younger people yet, I'd be like, I think it's a fair, safe assumption to say that you will never see a man put on Mars in our lifetime, because the technology to get them there in less than about 3 years of travel simply defies anything that we know of in terms of physics as yet, right? So, not financial advice, but maybe go ahead and put some money on that. All right, did I get 5 in there? Yeah. So that was the big takeaway, right? Like, I just pulled 5 albums right off the top of my head here that none of y'all have heard of. Let's go through that again. Claymore Hound School, Frog Lord. It was called Lower and Slower, Volume 2, implying the existence of a Lower and Slower, Volume 1. And then there was Radian, and I cited out Guntway, and I definitely cited out the Invierno. It's not Chilean. I think it's like from the other side of South America. But it's South American black metal. It's Spanish, not Portuguese, so it's not Brazilian. And it's fucking sick, right? And none of that shit anyone's ever heard of. So I'd be like, when I see your top 10 year-end list and like 7 to 9 of them are bands that everyone's heard of that I was buying records from in years starting with 19 something, like that's how I'm going to know, because I'm going to be like, bro, the real good shit is just still out there and you got to dig for it. But the thing is, you don't really got to dig for it. That's the nature of underground. Like, it's not for everyone. It's a time and place thing. Like, it's a moment. Some were privy to it, most were not. And that's the fucking nature of like true underground shit, right? That's the big takeaway here. Like, everything does not need to be the series finale of MASH, because ain't nothing fucking cult about that. Everyone knows MASH was only true in the fucking demo days. As soon as that helicopter took out Blake Potter, and they didn't show the fucking, did I just say Blake Potter? Mixed them up. But as soon as the helicopter took out Blake, and they didn't show the helicopter itself, that's when you knew this show is over. And on that note, we're done here. All right, Jim Dempsey, 5 best records so far, in my opinion, 2026. But just wait for the 10 best in, December? Whatever month the year ends in. Dempsey Dips.